Hi, Kartini Sulthania speaking from English Literature 2019. Welcome to my first Pecha Kucha video. In this chance, I will present my Pecha Kucha project with the theme Kartini and Me. Do you guys remember about Kartini's day when you were a teenager? When I'm in senior high school, my friends and I, as well as my teacher, celebrated the Day of Kartini, a day to tribute Indonesian superwoman on April 21st. That is a celebration for the day of her birth. The day we celebrated a true icon of Indonesian women. The celebration is identical with traditional dress, but every school has their own characteristic and unique way to celebrate, such as dressing in traditional clothes, competition, as well as giving of white and red flowers. Indonesians celebrated the day of her birth because Kartini is one of the important persons in Indonesia. She is the symbol of Indonesian women's emancipation. Her ways of thinking opened the possibilities for Indonesian women to obtain equal education. Raden Ajeng Kartini, known as R.A. Kartini. I know every single biography of her from history. When I was teenager, I thought that she might not have been a feminist. I just know that she is the one who writes about education. Actually, I'm not know much more about the other side of her being a feminist. But after I read some of her letters with the title Letters of Japanese Princess, these letters show Kartini represent her feminist. The letter of Japanese princess tell a feminist ideas of her. Number one, Kartini was aware there was a gender inequality. Number two, Kartini knew there were marginalized and oppressed by men. And number three, picture of life while Java was undergoing with Esther. She is not the type of woman who just gives up on the values that restrain women. Forced marriage at a young age would deny women the freedom to pursue an education. Kartini not only fight for women, but also human rights. Kartini also made remarks about radical Islam at that time. Kartini's letters express her thought about the position of women in the affairs of marriage. She refused polygamy before she received the polygamy because it hurts humans, and she described that women have no rights, all the rights of men, while women means nothing. In these letters, Kartini also illustrates her life. Kartini speaks to the letters for the liberation and education of women, as well as an advocate for Indonesian national aspiration. Kartini's inspiration was the importance of women empowerment. That is why Legacy Pictures Screenplay Films made a historical movie. The movie follows the story of Indonesian heroine played by Dian Sastro as Kartini. The movie was released in 2017. The movie represents the emotional journey of Kartini, where she had to divide her own family, her own culture, and she had to fight to change in rules and traditions that were considered scared in Java. Dian Sastro did well and got the Kartini's character in the movie. The movie has similarities with the real life of Kartini. Women were not allowed to get higher education. Kartini grew up to fight this caste system. The most important scene in the movie is she fight for the right to education regardless of their social status and gender. Dian Sastro was glad to impersonate Kartini. Dian Sastro was so lucky that there is no gender inequality for education now. Everyone has the right to freedom and gender equality, all because of Kartini's empowerment, patience, and persistence for women. Unfortunately, there are still difficulties that women do not require a high level of education because they will become a wife, a mom, so that they just need to do in the kitchen. This is something happens frequently in the village, who is more concerned with early marriage than education. I think Kartini's Day is really important for us because by celebrating the day of her birth, we realize that she is the one who is responsible for the nation's change. The villagers believe that women don't just work in the work, in the kitchen, they have a chance to change their life to make their own dreams. As a young generation, nowadays I have the freedom to pursue my dreams regardless of my social background and gender. There are also public figures who rise Kartini, such as Christine Hakim, Putri Ayudhya, and also Kartika Jaya. There is also Gita Gutawa, a smart young woman and a singer who contributed to the soundtrack of Kartini's latest film. Because of Kartini's empowerment, she has the opportunity to continue her education in another country. She is glad to be a part and participate in Kartini's film. History must be more than a record; it must be capable of responding to new issues in the future, and Kartini's life proved that. Because of her, women can rise their right to choose their own life, get the same level of education, and freedom to speak up. For me, I admire Kartini. She is an inspiration because her courage and enthusiasm can make a big difference in the lives of Indonesian women today. So, I think enough for me for presenting my Pecha Kucha video about Kartini and me. Thank you so much.